Hello guys, and welcome to this video. In this video we are going to talk about Linea because Linea has been trending on CoinGecko since couple of days, so I thought that I should make a video about Linea. And let's see what this project is all about. So as you can see, it is a very recently listed project, and the market cap is $366 million, and the fully diluted valuation is nearly $1.7 billion, billion with a B. So you can say that there is definitely huge difference, as you can see here, between the circulating supply and the total supply. So let's dive into the project, and we are also going to discuss about how to value or try to analyze from the perspective of valuation in such projects, because ultimately price will follow the value. So we'll try to discuss in details about what the value this project is carrying with itself. So first let's understand what this project is all about. So here, as you can see, L2, it means layer 2. If you are new to crypto, then you might not know L2 means layer 2. So layer 2 is basically the projects which are built on the Ethereum network, but they are on the layer 2 section, so they are much more quicker, very faster. uh, the way Ethereum is very uh, slow, there are a lot of layer 2 solutions, so there is already a lot of competition in this segment. But layer 2 segment basically means projects which have some kind of bridge to Ethereum, or they are on the second layer, so they are much quicker and much faster, and people generally build apps on that. And for example, Solana is also one of those examples. Of course, it is not layer 2 on Ethereum, it is a separate blockchain, but the main concept is very similar, although the chains are different. But that's what layer 2 is all about. We can also go into the further details of this project, but the point is that in the layer 2 segment there are a lot of competition, so you will have to understand what kind of value this project is having, because right now the market cap is nearly $1.7 billion. Of course, it's fully diluted, but it's a pretty big number. So uh, does the current utility of the token justify that valuation? That is the key factor to ask. I mean, key factor to look for, or you can say that the key question to ask to yourself. So we'll try to understand the concept of value and why that value is important in projects like this, and also the long-term investing approach in crypto as well. It is very important. It is very essential. So we'll try to understand that with the help of chess, because I was a professional chess player as well, and I think that there are a lot of principles of investing, particularly crypto investing and chess, which are overlapping. So quickly, let's understand the importance of utility and valuation and long-term approach in projects like Linea with the help of chess. So here, as you can see, that the first move is e4, and this indicates, the sign indicates it's a book move. Why it's a book move? Because it is very similar to being the best move. So when the moves which are book more best moves, they create massive value right from the start. So that's the reason why my also opponent also played this move, because it controls these center squares, and I also played this book move. So as you can see, that first few moves are pretty much book moves, because they create massive value for uh, both the sides. So as you can see, constantly all the moves which we are playing are book moves. So you have to learn this moves sometimes, and also you will have to understand these moves as well. So as you can see, initial 7 8 moves, as you can see, all these moves are book moves, and now the game is gradually starting. So as you can see, even the 10th move is a book move, and now the game has changed. So now the game is coming out of the opening. So here also you will have to understand that there are some important principles of investing, which, and one of them is to understand the value of that particular, whether it is a stock or a crypto. You will have to understand the value of it. So does the token have a certain amount of utility? Does the token have certain amount of value backing it up, because if you look here, then what you will realize is that the market cap is nearly 366 million dollars, and fully diluted is 1.7 billion dollars, billion with a B. So now billion dollars companies, they kind of create massive values in the society. So you'll have to ask that, does this project already providing massive value, or is it just a hype, or you can say it is a FOMO kind of a thing, which led to this kind of valuation? That is what you'll have to ask yourself. I'm not here to tell you the answers, whether because my analysis can also turn out to be wrong sometimes. So you'll have to understand, does it have, for example, Ethereum has a pretty high valuation, pretty high market cap. Probably, I don't know. I'll have to check that, but it is also in billions. But Ethereum is providing massive value because the Ethereum token ether has been used as the gas fees. Also, it is massively uh, used as a utility token. Gas fees, many other things are there. Some people also consider it as a store of value, but mainly the point is that the Ethereum has utility. The main role of the Ethereum is it is its utility. So here also, the Linea token is also trying to fight in the same segment, right? The utility based project where people build a different kind of D apps and stuff like that. So basically, the Linea token probably will be used as the gas fees or some other things, right? So does it have that kind of utility which Ethereum has to justify this kind of valuation? I'm not saying that it has to have that level of utility which Ether is carrying right now, but does it have a tremendous amount of utility that can justify this valuation? That is the question which you will have to ask, because if the valuation is not going to be followed, if there is no value backing it up, then automatically the price can gradually start falling down. So uh, why I'm saying that price can fall down, because the utility is not there, and without utility there cannot be any value backing it up, so the price follows the value generally. So if there is no value backing it up, gradually the price will follow that value, whatever the current value. So if the current value is probably $1 million, maybe few apps are being built on this project, maybe there is little utility of this token, then the price will not go to zero, but it will come to the current valuation. And if the current valuation is simply $1 million or a couple of $1 million, so let's say $10 million, yeah, so then the price will gradually follow the value, and it will go down to the $10 million market cap price. So it can be 1/36th of the current price, if that is the value. I'm just giving you an example. Nothing in this video is an investment advice. I'm just trying to help you understand what the valuation is and why it matters the most, whether it is crypto or whether it is stocks or whether it is real estate. So you'll have to understand what the value is. So now let's try to understand this thing much more in details. So here, even in this game, if you see that here, the last move which I played was putting my rook here, which is according to engine is a good move. But here, the best move is simply capturing this knight, because this knight in the center is a very powerful piece, and if I capture it, then he will have to capture it with the bishop. But the thing is that this knight is in the center, and it is fully utilized by my opponent and controlling this very solid square. So basically what it means is that my opponent is simply utilizing this knight in much more efficient way. So for me, rather than trying to utilize this rook right now, I have to think about removing this knight, because it has a very strong and very solid utility. So that's the reason why this is a good move. But the best move is simply removing the very solid strong piece which is in the center and has a solid utility. So here also again, the thing is that, does the linear token have that level of utility? Does the token has that level of you know uh, utility that it can justify this valuation? Does it have that level of utility that it can uh, uh, the project can be told as it is solidly backed up? So you'll have to ask this question to yourself, because utility is going to be the most important thing when it comes to crypto, or even in chess. In the both the field, utility is the key. So here, my opponent played this move, which is also not a great move. it is an inaccuracy. And again I played my knight here, which is an okay okay move here. Putting the queen here was the best move because it creates much more value. So here also, so the thing is that putting the queen here is a long term approach. In the long term this is going to help me a lot rather than putting my knight here, which I played. So the thing is that this queen and the rook can be very very powerful in the longer run. That's the core concept here also. The long term approach is going to be very very important. So is the project going to survive in the longer run? That is also a key question, because a lot of cryptocurrency project, they do not grow continuously. So sometimes even if the project has a certain kind of value, let's for a second assume that it has it has real utility which can justify this valuation, then even after that, does it have that level of long term approach which is required for any cryptocurrency project to keep growing? So for that you will also need a certain type of monopoly. So does this project have that level of monopoly? That is also going to be a key question, because as I stated in the start of the video, that each and every cryptocurrency project is having a very heavy competition in that particular segment, and especially in the layer 2 segment there is a lot of competition. So the long term approach is going to be very key factor to understand. You will have to ask this question, that is this project going to keep surviving in the long term, keep growing in the long term, and will it have any kind of monopoly, a certain kind of moat in his business, I mean in this token? That is kind of a question that one should definitely ask himself before analyzing not only linear token but any cryptocurrency project. So here after this, my opponent captured this, which is a mistake, and I captured this. This is also best move, and then opponent played this move, which is a type of inaccuracy, and then I played my knight here. Now instead of that, this is also an inaccuracy, but here capturing this knight with this rook is a very solid idea, because this knight will come here sooner or later. It can, and this piece can turn out to be a pretty dangerous piece. So the engine is saying that this is a much better move, much better concept. So the same way here also you will have to keep asking yourself that what so this idea of sacrificing the rook and continuing the game. Okay, so after capturing, and I can also capture another pawn, so I'm probably only down one pawn and my opponent will be only one pawn up. But at the same time I can gradually get this pawn back as well, and the game would be very balanced, and I would have a slightly better position according to the engine. So this is the very simple idea which is common. This is a very common idea in this opening, sacrificing the rook, which of course I missed. But the point is that this sacrificial idea gives me advantage in the longer run, not in the short run. So you may think that in the short run I might be losing a pawn, but in the longer run this is going to give me a solid advantage. So here also, what kind of solid advantage this project carries in the longer run is again a very important question to ask, along with the value which we discussed in the early part of this video. That is going to be an important question to ask yourself as well. Most of the cryptocurrency projects fail because they do not have a long-term vision. They do not have that kind of solid moat, as Warren Buffett used to say in his annual reports. So the same rules apply here as well. That does it have any kind of solid advantage in the longer run, moat or monopoly, whatever you name it? That is something which you will have to keep asking yourself again and again in whatever project you are analyzing. And for example, in this project, let's assume that you, through these resources, you can go through lots of different documents about this project and many others things, very many other information regarding to this project. But the key question will be that will it have, even if the utility and the market valuation is justified right now, what is the guarantee that in the longer run this project will have a certain kind of mode that can give it a solid advantage? So anyways, nothing like this happened in the game, and here my opponent played this move after I played my knight here, and I played my knight here, which is also a good move, but not again not the best move. Here the best move is putting my bishop here, because this queen was very powerful, and putting my bishop here, and it forces the queen to move in this direction, and it gives me a solid advantage. So again, this is a very long term move. So the same rule applies here as well. If you guys do not have that kind of long term approach here in this project, then automatically other projects will beat this project, because ultimately it is always survival of the fittest. So here also, if this project will not have that kind of fitness, I would say, in the crypto area, because fitness means he's this project is fit to compete against others, and for that it will have to have some kind of monopoly, it will have to have some kind of advantage to itself. So does this project have that kind of advantage to itself? Again, the same question you will have to ask. So again, the game continued, and here in this game, my opponent played this move, which is a mistake. Here I captured this knight, and he captured my bishop. I captured this, he captured it, and I put my king here, which is an excellent move. But of course, this is not the best move. But there is a very little difference between an excellent move and the best moves. I'm not going to discuss here. Now he puts his queen here, and he's threatening my rook. So I simply pushed my pawn here, supporting the rook, because this rook is on a very powerful square, a very very powerful line, and it is on the amazing square, and it basically controls so many powerful squares, so it is having an amazing utility. So again, the principle of utility is coming into the play. So here also, again, you will have to ask yourself, what kind of utility does it have? Can this project compete against projects like Solana in the longer run? Can it compete against projects like Matic, Polygon, and all those projects which already have you know massive utility for their tokens when it comes to the layer 2 segment or similar ideas? The lot of projects have this kind of similar ideas. So does it compete with those project? Will it have that level of utility? Because without utility of the token, the valuation cannot be justified. So if you are around in the crypto, and if you have lost some money, then you would have definitely understood by right now that how quickly the price of different cryptocurrency projects, which are generally scam projects, or projects which do not have very solid value, the price drops very quickly, and and in couple of months that the price drops nearly 90%. So here also, you will have to understand that. So first of all, in those projects, you will have to ask the question that why 90% of the price, or 98% of the price drops in just couple of months in those projects, because they do not have the utility in that token the way this rook is having a solid utility. That's why it is an excellent move, this move. So most of those projects, the price of those tokens, they go down by 98%, because the token doesn't have utility. And when there is no utility, there is no value backing it up. And when there is no value backing it up, then automatically the price follows the value. So when there is no value, then there cannot be price. There is no point for the price to stay at that higher levels. So the thing is that, uh, uh, price follows the value, and does it have that level of value backing the project up? Does the linear token have that level of value, that level of utility to the project? Something which you'll have to ask. Now let's move again. Now here, this is the best move. Here I put my bishop here, and now this is a pretty bad move, and I captured it. My opponent played this move, rook a d1. I simply captured it, captured with the knight, and I put my bishop here, and he puts his queen here. Now I can simply give this check, and I can capture this knight, because now these two pieces are in the compounding manner. So this knight uh, is being attacked by this bishop first, so the rook will capture later on, and then queen can also capture the knight. So the compounding effect, the compounding attack here is very very powerful, and I can simply win the game by capturing this knight. So that's why this check is very very powerful. Very simple check. Again, the same rule applies here as well. Does it have that kind of compounding? Does the investors have that kind of compounding approach? Because the decentralized nature of cryptocurrency forces people to think in the compounding manner. So compounding manner means that gradual daily slow growth. The project has to keep growing. They will have to keep building in the compounding manner. I mean, slight and small daily upgrades in the product, in the layer 2 mechanism can bring a long term win. So here also the compounding approach from the community will also have to keep holding the token if there is already utility, and they will have to keep working towards the growth of the project, and the team will also have to keep building the project. If they cannot keep building the project, if they cannot keep building and keep improving the layer 2 and in the compounding manner, I mean in the small and daily upgrades are not made, then automatically without the compounding effect also this project can fail. So I'm just talking about the risks regarding this project. I know that I have been a little bit negative, or my tone may sound a little bit negative, but I'm basically not negative for any cryptocurrency project. I just want to be cautious to everybody, because I know that a lot of people have lost money in the cryptocurrency market, and it's a pretty, you know things can go both ways in this market. So it's better to ask questions regarding the risks, rather than being, you know uh, a Lambo man or go to the moon man. It is better to ask questions regarding risks associated with the project. I think that is a wiser way to analyze any cryptocurrency project. So now after this, he moves his king here, captured, captured. Again, he moves his queen here. I simply give this fork, and then so it's pretty simple, pretty neat, pretty quick game after that, because I have one full extra rook here. So it's very easy for me to win now. As you can see, putting my rook here, and this is a mistake. So now it's a check, and putting his king here. He puts his king there, and then I can simply play this move, and it's a checkmate. Now king cannot go anywhere, it cannot escape anywhere. So the same rule again applies here. As you can see, for the checkmate also there was a very clear cut coordination between the queen and the rook. So that is also very important, the coordination between your pieces. So here also the community members will have to keep coordinating with each other. They will have to keep working together, and the team will also have to keep working together with each other in order to grow this project. If there is no collaboration, if there is no unity in the team, if there is no unity in the community, then in the ups and downs of the market also this project may not survive. Again, I'm just talking negatives, but I'm just trying to be, very fair, considering that what kind of projects come and go in the cryptocurrency market. So it's better to be cautious rather than being optimistic, because optimism can lead to losses. Cautiousness can help us control the risks, and the more questions you ask regarding risks, the more likely that you will be able to filter out to right projects. So here also all these questions which I said to ask you to yourself is all about understanding the risks associated with this project. And if you feel that this project bypasses all these negative questions or all these risk associated questions of yours, then you can definitely think about uh, you know uh, uh, some, I don't know whatever you want to do with this project, but you can maybe you can think about investing some chunk in this project. Again, nothing in this video is an investment advice, but my point of this video was to help you ask risk associated questions, the importance of valuation, importance of utility, importance of compounding work, importance of uh, collaboration between different community members and the team members for the continuous growth. All these things, the more you ask such important questions, more likely you are to analyze any cryptocurrency project in much more efficient way. My point was to help you identify the methods uh, to analyze different cryptocurrency projects. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then you can hit the like button, you can subscribe to my channel, and you can also join my Telegram community. The link for my Telegram community will be in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.